Triple B Hot Takes. Welcome, welcome.
Let's go! NFL Sunday, Week 5. That is right, NFL Sunday, Week 5. We're feeling alive. Come on now, it's a beautiful Sunday. How are ya? What's going on? I'm Triple B, and this is Triple B Hot Takes. Welcome to another NFL Sunday. God, isn't it glorious? I mean, football is the best. Plain and simple, I love football. You should love football. We should love football. Week 5, I got some great fantasy picks. Roy is not in the booth today. Roy is not, full disclosure. Roy is flying, private jet pilot, but he did send me a video. So I will plug that in later on. But until then, I'm going to give you the gosh darn best fantasy picks that you have ever seen this side of the Mississippi. Now, it is a tough week. Bye week start. So, it's tough, you know? Bye weeks are not great. Yeah, I can't believe we're already in bye weeks. God, this season's just flying. But we are, so that's what it is. However, I do have some outstanding plays that I think that you should get in your lineup today as far as DraftKings goes. So, without further ado, at QBs, I love Justin Fields today against Dallas. Dallas has surrendered a shit ton of fantasy points to quarterbacks this year. They're actually the worst, 32nd. And Russell Wilson was one of those quarterbacks. Jordan Love went off last week, even though they tied, god damn it. But I love Justin Fields for $5,600. I feel like that's a cheap-ass play against a shitty Dallas defense. Now, my sleeper is Jackson Dart. Welcome to the NFL, young man. $5,300 going against New Orleans. Man, it's tough because I don't know if he's going to be the guy, like if he's going to repeat, but he looked pretty damn good last week. So, I think he could do it again this week. For $5,300, it's worth a shot. For $300 more, though, I would suggest getting Justin Fields in your lineup. Now, running backs. Right at the top, I got Jahmyr Gibbs. Amazing running back. $7,700 going against Cincy's shitty D. Cincy sucks. Okay? They've been fucked ever since Joe Burrow fucked up his foot. Plain and simple. It is a sad sight to see as far as professional football goes because, my God, they have no O-line. It's just, I could go on and on. But Jahmyr Gibbs is playing them this week, $7,700. I think he's great. I also think that David Montgomery is great as well, aforementioned. My other running back is Devon Achane. I love him against Carolina this week, $7,300. That is cheap for a RB1. Devon is the fucking man. They just lost Tyreek, which sucks for multiple reasons. Tyreek, I hope you get better soon. I have you in my dynasty leagues, and it's just, it's sad is what it is. But that was horrific. I hope you get better soon, brother. Good luck. But without Tyreek, they got to go to somebody, and I don't know if the athletes on that team are as good as Devon, so I think they're going to go to Devon a ton. Sleepers. Woody Marks. Houston running back. $5,400, kind of just exploded on the scene these last couple weeks. But he goes against Baltimore's defense, which is ranked dead last in the league overall. Dead last! Baltimore. I can't believe it. They're pathetic. Baltimore is pathetic. So many injuries, it is insane. But for $5,400, you could get Woody Marks. I think that's a solid play. I got him in my lineup. I also got this guy, David Montgomery. I mentioned Jahmyr Gibbs. Yes, I know what you're saying. They're on the same team. They're both running backs. What are you doing? Trust me. Both of these guys are going to feast today against Cincinnati. David Montgomery, last time they went against a worst 5 defense as far as running backs goes, scored 32. This guy is a tank. And when they play a team that can't stop the run, David Montgomery feasts. Well, since he can't stop the run. So I'm assuming that David Montgomery is going to feast today. Shout out David Montgomery. Shout out the Lions. I think they shit on Cincinnati today. I do. Wide receivers, Nico Collins right at the top, going against Baltimore's worst defense. I love Nico today. George Pickens also against the Jets. And Garrett Wilson also against Dallas. Kind of a same game matchup there. George Pickens has been feasting for only $6,600, but Garrett Wilson also has been picking it up as well, and he seems to have a lot of rapport with Justin Fields, who is my QB1 this week, and 32nd ranked passing defense, not that great, Dallas. $6,100. I feel like Garrett Wilson is a steal, an absolute steal. I really do. Sleepers, Michael Pittman Jr., $5,100 going against Las Vegas, 30th in pass defense. Not great, but Michael Pittman, I think, is a stud. Daniel Jones figures it out this week. They had a little hiccup last week, I guess you could say, but they figured it out this week. Michael Pittman Jr. is a steal for $5,100. And another sleeper, Malik Washington. Check him out. I said Devon Chan. I love him as far as Miami goes, but going against Carolina, they got to go to multiple people, I would think. And without Tyreek, I feel like they're just going to double team Waddle all day long. So Malik Washington is going to have opportunities today. It's kind of a, hey, here I am day for Malik, and I like those days for those guys. $3,900 only. Come on. Hey, here I am. Tight ends, Jake Ferguson, $4,800 going against the Jets. They're 30th in tight end defense. I love Jake Ferguson. Let's fucking go. And my big, old, hairy, scary DQ it. The Lions going against Cincy. I think they just feast upon Cincy all day long for $3,500. My God. Okay. Without further ado, let's toss it to Roy. Roy, what up?
Good morning, Triple B Hot Take fans. It is Roy coming to you from Dallas, where the embarrassment still looms large. It is week 5 of the NFL fantasy football season, and I'm here to bring you my hot takes of the week. And let's dive into that and get sweaty right now with QBs. At QB, at $5,600 on DraftKings, I have Justin Fields playing said Dallas. I believe the Jets are going to have a good game against Dallas. Dallas ranks dead last against QBs. They cannot contain anyone, and Justin Fields has a big day running loose. At sleeper, Jackson Dart, New York Giants versus New Orleans. He upset the Chargers last week, has a favorable matchup this week against New Orleans, and New Orleans ranks 6th in fantasy football points given to quarterbacks. $5,300 on DraftKings, Jackson Dart. At running back, there's a tandem this week you can play. The Detroit Lions play Cincinnati. Cincinnati's D is dead last against the run. So take your pick. Jahmyr Gibbs at $7,700 or David Montgomery at $5,200. Both stand to have a very big day today, and I like David Montgomery in this one personally. It allows me to spend a little money elsewhere. At sleeper, I like Rachaad White, Tampa Bay going up against Seattle. Bucky Irving is out, and Rachaad White gets a shot to prove himself once again. $4,700 in DraftKings. And if you don't like him, Michael Carter at Arizona going up against Tennessee's terrible defense. No Trey Benson in that one. Mari DiMaccardo is the other back there. I think he's a passing back. And Carter more of a running back. So $4,000 for Michael Carter if you like him. At wide receiver, this guy just does not stop. He's been going off, and I love it. Quentin Q. Johnston, Las Vegas Chargers up against Washington. He's simply on fire. $5,700 in DraftKings. I like the Q. Sleeper at wide receiver, stacking him with Jackson Dart. I like Darius Slayton. Giants again going up against New Orleans. He's $4,300 in DraftKings. At tight end, Jake Ferguson, Dallas going up against the Jets. Jets rank 30th against tight ends in the league, and Jake stands to have a big day with Dak. So another stack you could look at there. He is $4,800 in DraftKings. At sleeper, Dalton Schultz, Houston going up against Baltimore. Baltimore's defense is decimated. Dalton Schultz is a bargain buy at $3,600, so if you need room elsewhere, Schultz, Houston going up against Baltimore. At my big old hairy scary D, cue it. The Detroit Lions going up against Cincinnati, $3,500. Detroit's going to have a day. So my sleeper of the week to recap is Justin Fields. My fire play of the week, David Montgomery. And my hot take of the week, the Jets beat Dallas, further adding to the embarrassment that has ensued in the past week. That is I, Roy, bringing my picks back to Triple B. And Spence, what are you cooking today, buddy? I can't wait. Love you guys.
Thank you, Roy. Appreciate it, Roy. Wow, always fiery. Always fiery. Without further ado, speaking of fiery, if you fire up that grill and you're just smoking something, maybe you're smoking something while you're smoking something. I don't know. You have the right to do whatever you want to do. But all I know is that in terms of smoking things, there is not a better man in this world than to do this segment called Sheik's Meats. Spencer, take it away, brother!
What up, Triple B? What up, Roy? It's game day. Whole town's asking. You're wondering, what am I smoking? We've got the smoker set at 200 degrees. We're doing brats and burgers tonight. Smoke tubes rolling. We're still getting up to temp. But we'll smoke these for an hour, then we're going to sear them up. We've got the sear plate open. We're just putting the finishing touches on these bad boys. Whoa, whoa! Little adversity, folks. Little adversity. Meat's off the grill. Looking good. Another fine smoked game day meal. Triple Roy, back to you. Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go.
Wow, Snake. Spencer the Snake Sheeran. Love him. Love that meat. Heavy protein. Heavy protein. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. No Packer game this week, so that means we're just going to do a fire play and a sleeper, and I'm going to get out of your hair. Fire play. Nico Collins. Get him in your lineup. You have to have him in your lineup. Goes against Baltimore. They suck. CJ Stroud had a good week last week. He repeats it this week. Nico Collins goes off. Get him in your lineup. Sleeper of the week. David Montgomery. Going hard against Cincy. I love David Montgomery. I know. Jahmyr Gibbs was my RB1. But it doesn't matter. David Montgomery's going to feast too. And for only, $5,200, David Montgomery, get him in your lineup. Trust me on that. Hey, have the best Sunday of your fucking life. Grab a beer, spread some cheer, and know that I love you, and I appreciate you, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. Let's go!